Let's be honest, we've all heard this line at least once in our lives. You need money to make money. It sounds logical, right? Because, well, the rich seem to just keep getting richer. They invest in startups, buy properties, build businesses, and the rest of us are sitting here wondering, how do I even start when I barely have anything? So, is it really true that you can't become rich unless you already have money? Let's unpack that, because the truth isn't as simple as most people think. The myth of money as a starting point. Most people believe that wealth starts with a big bank account. But here's what nobody tells you. Wealth doesn't begin with money, it begins with leverage. Think about it. If money was the only requirement, then lottery winners would be the richest people on earth. But 70% of them lose everything within 5 years. Why? Because they had money, but no leverage, no mindset, no systems, no skill that could make that money grow. The real wealth builders, the people who rise from nothing, understand that leverage comes in different forms. Skill leverage, knowing how to solve valuable problems. Time leverage, learning to make money while you're not working. Network leverage, being around people who open doors for you. Knowledge leverage, understanding how money actually moves. You can start building all of these without a single dollar in your pocket. How the system actually works now. Let's get real for a second. Yes, money does make things easier. The rich have access to better information, better networks, and better safety nets. But saying you can become rich without money is like saying you can get fit unless you already have muscles. Everyone starts somewhere, small, slow, unsure. The people who win aren't the ones who start rich. They're the ones who start learning faster. In fact, if you look at the data, over 60% of millionaires in the US are self-made. They didn't inherit wealth. They built it through skill stacking, compounding, and taking smart risks. Let's take someone like Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks. He didn't come from wealth. His dad was a truck driver, but he saw a business model that worked in Italy and brought it home. That vision, not money, was his leverage. Or look at Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with $5,000 in savings, no investors, and no connections, but she had an idea, grit, and persistence. Today she's worth over $1 billion. So no, you don't need money to start. You need value that money wants to flow toward. The poor versus rich mindset. Here's where most people get stuck. Mindset. Poor people chase money. Rich people chase assets. See the difference? Poor people focus on earning a paycheck. Rich people focus on creating something that keeps earning for them. That might be a business, an investment, a brand, or even intellectual property like an online course or book. And the craziest part, you can start building those assets with $0. You can start a YouTube channel, a blog, or a newsletter free. You can learn digital skills free. You can build an audience, reputation, and personal brand free. You're trading time for long-term leverage. That's the stage nobody glamorizes. The years of planting seeds before anything grows. But that's where real wealth starts. What money really does. Money isn't the beginning of wealth, it's the accelerator. When you finally get some, it allows you to move faster. You can hire help, buy tools, and scale operations. But it doesn't change who you are or how you think. That's why people who come into sudden wealth often lose it. Because they're financially rich but mentally poor. You can give a broke person $100,000, they'll find ways to spend it. You can give a rich thinker $100,000, they'll find ways to multiply it. That's the real difference. So instead of saying I need money to make money, try this. I need skills, discipline, and strategy to make money. Money is attracted to people who know how to multiply it. Practical path. How to start with nothing. Let's get tactical. If you're starting with zero, here's what you do. Start learning high-income skills. Skills like copywriting, editing, marketing, coding, or design. These are your first form of leverage. Learn them from YouTube, free courses, or AI tools. Use those skills to earn your first $1,000. Freelance online. Do short-term gigs, or sell templates and digital products. Your first goal isn't to get rich, it's to build momentum. Save aggressively and reinvest. Don't inflate your lifestyle. Reinvest in better tools, training, or a business idea. Start building digital assets. Create something that earns while you sleep. A YouTube channel, a blog, a niche newsletter, or an ebook. Think long-term. The poor think in paychecks. The rich think in decades. That's how you go from no money to money flows. To me, the hidden advantage of starting broke. Now here's something most people don't realize. Starting without money gives you an advantage. Because when you don't have capital, you're forced to be creative. You learn to sell, to communicate, to problem solve. You develop discipline, the kind that people who start rich often never learn. That's why many self-made millionaires say they wouldn't trade their humble beginnings for anything. It built resilience. The rich can lose everything and rebuild because they've built something far more valuable than wealth. They've built skills and mindset. Final truth. So let's circle back to the question. Is it true you can't become rich unless you have money? No, it's true that money makes the journey faster, but knowledge, consistency, and leverage are what make it possible. Money is a tool, not the foundation. You are the foundation. You don't need a rich uncle. You don't need a lucky break. You just need to understand how to create value, how to scale it, and how to keep it growing. Because wealth isn't built from what you have. It's built from what you do with what you have. And if you can master that, you'll never have to worry about whether you need money to make money. You'll already be living proof that you don't.